problem. So today is, I think, the 18th, isn't it?
Yes.
Thank you. So which problem was it?
279.
So what did I not do?
I don't know where we left off on this.
So I'm looking at the notes.
Maybe we did do something.
Yeah, we did solve
Okay.
for y. I think everything was fine.
Okay, perfect.
Yep, it was done. Okay, let's start with your questions. Anything you'd like to ask? Any question, anything? Yes, please.
Can you go over a slope?
Yes, yes. You all have this handout, right, from last time?
Mm-hmm.
Yes? Yes? You do have this handout from last time. Okay, perfect. So we wanted to do something with a slope? Is that what you wanted? Okay, so let's look at and see if there is one problem with the slope here. And let's start with that, if that's okay. Is that okay with you?
That would be amazing.
Which one?
I didn't say. I just said it would be amazing.
Okay, so we have a problem, number 17. Any questions, please ask?
Oh, yay, number 17.
Any questions? So number 17, it's asking us to use the given conditions to write an equation for the line in point slope form and slope intercept form. And so on and so forth. That's pretty much it. So let's do that. So this is number 17. And that we are given -4, -5, -4, and we are given 5, 10. So what is the first step? I know I did not turn on my phone, so I'm going to do it right now, so my apologies. Yes, please tell me what to do. Say it again. Okay, so we are asked to find the equation of the line passing through these points. Any recommendations? Any suggestions on how to start?
Find this.
X1.
Do you need the handout?
Yeah.
I'm sorry? This is something I gave out last time. It's not something new. Okay, so we have to find what first?
The equation.
Point slope.
Given 2 points. Don't scare me, please. Very good. Thank you. So this is 10 plus 4 divided by 5 plus 5, which is 14 divided by 10, or 7/5. So we determine the slope. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions, please? We determine the slope. Is this okay?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Are we given the y-intercept? No, excellent. So then I have y minus y1 equals the slope times x minus x1. It doesn't matter which point I use. I choose the first one as -5, -4, and 7/5. If you choose the second one, of course, you will get the same answer. One more time, I'll ask you to put your cell phones away. Away meaning not on your table, please. Okay, so then we have y plus 4 equals 7/5 and x plus 5. We have to distribute 7/5 and then we have to subtract 4. So y equals 7/5 x plus 7 minus 4, or y equals 7/5 x plus 3. And this is the equation of the line passing through the given points. And this is the slope-intercept form. Now, if we are asked to identify the intercept, we will have to say 0, 3. This is the y-intercept, 0, 3. Yes, please.
So when you distribute the 7/5, did you cancel the 5 out?
I
So how did you get?
I have to multiply two fractions. How do we multiply 7 over 5 times 5 over 1?
Oh,
Anything else? Is this clear? Every step? Very good.
90%.
Okay,
Enough for me.
perfect. Okay. Anything else? Next step? Anything else you'd like?
so the point slope form is the one.
Yes, this is the point slope form. I will not ask you to stop here. I will definitely ask you to write a y-intercept form. Very good question. Thank you. Good. Anything else?
So we have number 12.
Yes, of course. Number 12. Let's take a look at number 12. The graph of a function is given. Use the graph to find each of the following. The numbers at which f has a relative max. The relative max is when x is 3. At x equals 3, there is a relative max. The numbers, if any, at which f has a relative... Oh, and what are these relative maxima? Plural. So, and the maxima will, in this case, maximum will be y equals 5. Then part B, does it have a relative min? Yes. At x equals 2 and at x equals 4. And it happens that they are both the same, and the actual relative minima here is y equals 1.
Is just one okay, or do you have to do one comma one?
Oh, no, just one.
Okay.
Yeah, please. Yes, go ahead, please.
So when they ask for, like, what are the, like, when it says, like, when it's plural, when it says what are the relative maximum or minimum, they're asking for the x value and y value, but you have to write them separate.
No, when it's asking you where it is, you have to identify x. When it's asking you how much it is, you have to identify y.
Okay.
Next question, please. Is there anything else? Anything else? So everything else is done? Can I continue then? Yes, please. 19, with pleasure. Let's do it. In 19, we have, use the given condition to write an equation for in a line of the line in point slope form and general form, passing through this and perpendicular to that. Excellent. So in number 19, we have a point 6 comma negative 7, and the line is perpendicular to x minus 7y minus 2 equals 0. Okay, so the scenario here is, why am I on the edge like that? I don't understand. Okay, so here the scenario is the following. We have a line, or there is a line, there exists a line, passing, and we have two pieces of information about it. We do not have its equation. But we know it passes through this point, 6 comma negative 7, and is perpendicular. There are 90-degree angles here all over the place, onto this line whose equation is this. So now the question is, how do I find the equation of the unknown line? The red line is unknown. I notice, first of all, that the point that is given is not the y-intercept. So I'm thinking of this, the point slope form. I do have x1, which is 6, and I do have y1, which is negative 7. But I am missing a piece of the puzzle here. And the piece of the puzzle is the slope. So how do I find the slope? Is the slope somehow given indirectly? Say it again.
Oh, I was going to say find the slope of that.
Excellent. Excellent. Z says this. So to find the slope of this line, okay, once I have the slope of this line, let's assume, for the sake of the argument, let's assume that I find that the slope here, I'm going to erase it, don't even write it. Let's suppose that I find that M1 is 3. How much will be M2? Negative 1/3. Very good. Awesome. Why? Because the product has to equal negative 1. Negative 1/3 times 3 is negative 1. So I'm going to erase it from here because this was just an example. So let's solve this equation for y. What do we do? When I post this, I don't want you to get confused. That's why I'm deleting it, if you're looking. So, can anyone tell us how to solve for y? Please, go ahead. Sure. Yes, that's one option. I would prefer doing this, but you don't have to stick with my method. The reason I did that is because if I move x and -2, then I have to divide by -7. And it's simply easier to divide by 7. It doesn't really matter. You'll get the same answer, right? And here we divide by 7. So 1/7 times x minus 2/7. Please do not write a long fraction line and 7 in the denominator because you're not going to be able to. That will not help you in determining the slope. So now we compare this equation as we did before, y equals mx plus b. And we know that the given line has the slope of, excellent. So if the slope of the given line is 1/7, what would be the slope of the unknown line?
-7.
Awesome. Absolutely perfect. So if m1 equals 1/7, m2 will equal -7. Perfect. So then we go back to the equation with all the setup that we have already and replace m by -7. So y minus 7 minus -7 will be y plus 7 equals -7 and x minus 6. Don't stop here because this is not what I'm interested in. I will not ask you to just present the Points-Law form. So then we have -7x and plus 42 and minus 7. Moving 7 to the other side. So then y equals -7x and plus, is it 35? Yes? Any questions, please? Go ahead.
So when you when they're asking for a perpendicular
Yes.
line or whatever, will it always be a fraction and a whole number? Like say if you solve it and the given slope is a fraction, would the perpendicular always be a whole number?
It's a good, no. So very good question. So if I have 1/7, the other one is -7. But if I have 2/3, the other one will be -3/2. So I can't answer yes to that question. Depending, you have to show me the slope you find.
Okay.
So if the slope you find is 1/7, then the reverse with minus in front. If you find 2/3, the reverse with minus in front. Because this product is -1 and this product is -1.
Okay, so for perpendicular lines, your product has to be.
Yes, yes. You either remember it the way I like it, or you remember it the way the book likes it. I like it much easier. I think m1 times m2 equals -1. They say m1 equals -1 over m2. I got this by cross multiplying. It's the same thing. So you can remember this, or remember that the product is to be -1. It's up to you. The answer will be the same.
So the y minus 7x plus 35 is the
It's-
point slope form.
No,
No.
this one is the Points-Law form.
Oh, okay.
This is the y-intercept form. Because this is compared, if you want, with y equals mx plus b, where you have now 0, 35, the y-intercept. Yes, please. Please, go ahead.
So how would you solve for a parallel one?
I will have the same slope. So if I find 1/7, the other one has to have 1/7. So in here, I will write instead of -7, I will write 1/7.
Okay.
For parallel, slopes are the same. For perpendicular, it's the multiplicative, negative multiplicative inverse. Good. Yes, please, Vinny.
For like one of the questions on the
Yes. Yes.
one question on the website, so we need a TI-84 calculator. Do
Yes.
you need that for the test?
You can use it. Yes, I can. You can use mine if you don't have one.
I'm just asking about the,
Yes, you can use a calculator. You're allowed to.
and I do number 21.
Yes, number 21. Oh, we
21
haven't
is the-
discussed
right.
number 21. This is part of 2.5, and we stopped before 2.5. So you're not gonna have number 21. on the test.
Nice.
Or you're going to have it on the next test, but not on this one. Good. Anything else? Number? 1, 6? Okay, 5, 15, 16. Okay. In number 16, we're given a piecewise defined function, which is f of x, 1/2 x squared for less than 2, and 5x minus 4 for greater than or equal to 2. So remember, we are repeating exactly what we have done in the past. You're not going to get something like this. You're not going to have to choose from anything. It's not a pick and choose type of test. So you're going to have to show all your work. Okay? So plugging in the graphing calculator and getting an answer and copying it, it's not going to give you credit. So please pay attention to this problem. If you redo the problems we've done in class diligently, you will have 0 difficulty in this class. 0. I guarantee you, 0. Okay, so I recommend this method. If you have another one, I agree with it, if it's legitimate, of course. I prefer changing this into negative infinity to 2, only because it tells me that the parenthesis will face left under 2. This one, it changes into the interval notation showing the bracket facing right. And I see that the function is defined everywhere, so the domain is all real numbers. So negative infinity to infinity, I have to have 0. 0 will always be in the table. In this case, the key value is 2. Why is the key value 2? It's because the function changes from one shape to the other, or from one function to the other. So I only copied those symbols from the interval notation. I copied this under 2 to the left, and I copied this under 2 to the right. I also like to write the function that I'm using for this is 1/2 x squared. The function that I'm using for this is 5x minus 4. All I have to do now is just pick some x values. So one, I already have 0 here, and it gives us 0. If I choose negative 2, it's a nice number because negative 2 squared will be 4, and 4 divided by 2 will be 2. Same thing with 2. And I get a 2 inside the parenthesis. On the other side, when I plug in 2, I get 10 minus 4, which is 6. I hope you remember that this will be an open point. And I hope you remember that this will be a closed point because of the bracket. And then I can plug in, I have to plug in at least one more x value. So it's 15 minus 4, which is 11. That is basically all I need. And now from left to right, I plot the ordered pairs I see. Negative 2, 2, 0, 0, and 2, 2, which is an open point. But this is a quadratic function. So this is the graph of a quadratic function. And it cannot be extended to the right. That's why I wrote it up here. Between negative infinity and 2, this is the function and nothing else. Now on the other side, I started 2, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is a full point. And then 3, 11. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So here's the graph. And this is the graph of f of x. If we're asked to find the range, what will you say? Say it again.
Negative infinity.
Is the function, if I cross at negative infinity, do I hit the function? No, so it cannot start at negative infinity.
0,
Zero.
comma,
0 to infinity, very good. 0 to infinity, perfect. Any questions? Yes, please.
So when we do, so on the test, when we have to graph a piecewise function,
Correct.
okay, and then when we graph it, it will be two different graphs.
It could be 2, it could be 3.
Okay.
Only what we have covered in class. I will not invent anything, promise. I will sit on my computer and say, did I do this problem in class? Okay, my students should know it. I'll put it on the test. I will never say, oh, I didn't do this problem. I'm going to put it on the
And the range is 0 to infinity because the y
Good. Next question. Is there anything else? Is everything else done? Yes, Vinny?
Can you, all the steps in number 15?
Number 15. Okay. Okay, the domain of this function, please. Excellent. Domain, all real numbers. Range, please. Say it again. Yeah, I have to look without my glasses. Let me see. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Indeed. Good. X-intercepts.
Is it 4 or no?
1, 2, 3, I think. 4, 5, 6, 7. So x equals 3 and 7. So 3, 0, 7, 0 are the x-intercepts. The y-intercept. I think it's 18, 19, 20, 20. I think it's 21. So y equals 21 for the y-intercept. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Intervals on which f is increasing.
5, 7.
F increasing from indeed, wonderful, from 5 to infinity. Awesome. Great job. Intervals on which f is decreasing. 0 to 5. Awesome. Intervals on which f is constant. F constant CT from negative infinity to 0. Great job. Any questions?
Do we have to write like negative infinity to 0, or does it matter?
Say it again.
So I am going to 0 to negative infinity. Do I need to change it?
Absolutely. We read and write from left to right.
You have to range.
Even nations who write from right to left, they still write the math from left to right. So math is from left to right anywhere, everywhere.
You have the range listed as 4. Should it be -4?
Of course, I'm sorry. Please correct that. Thank you, my Heather, thank you. So I wrote 4 instead of -4 here. Please correct the second one, the range. My apologies, sorry. Thank you. I rely on you guys to keep me on the right track. Intervals on which f, okay, the number at which f has a relative min.
5.
Yes, at x equals 5, there is a relative min. Now it's asking us the relative min.
-4.
Yes, y equals -4 is the relative min. Perfect. Great job. F of -6, please.
21.
Very good, 21. So f of -6 is 21. You cross with a vertical line at -6 and it hits the graph at 21. Excellent. The values of x for which f of x is -3. F of x equals -3. You have to draw a horizontal line at -3. It meets the graph in 2 points and you will have to read, I think you will read 6 and 4. So x equals 4, x equals 6 when y is -3. Do we agree? We don't agree?
Well, they said it was negative.
rightmost value.
Oh yeah, I don't care. I just answer. Yeah. So is that okay with 4 and 6?
Very good.
Yes?
I was gonna do that.
Say it again.
You're,
Am I off?
yeah.
Okay, let me check. It's very possible.
Is this vertical?
Oh, 46.
I got 4 and 6.
I can't read those things like that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I still see it at 6 though. No?
I saw what you said.
1, 2, 3. I see it at 4, and I see it at 6.
You're talking about where it hits
Say it again.
where it hits the x-axis, right?
So this is y equals negative 3. It crosses the graph in 2 points, and now I have to read the x value. And I read it as 4 and 6. Do we agree with 4 and 6? Yes, everyone? Okay, perfect. Just making sure. Is this function even, odd, or none of the above? None, of course. It's not symmetric. Not symmetric. Good. Anything else? Anything else? Yes.
So how do you know if it's symmetric or not?
Say it again.
I said, how do you know if it's symmetric or not symmetric?
So this one is not symmetric because it's, the graph is not symmetric with respect to the y-axis, and it's not symmetric with respect to the origin either.
Can we do 20 because I hate word problems?
Is
I
that,
did it.
yes, is that clear? Do you see there is the graph, if the function is symmetric with respect to the y-axis, what I see here, I have to see a copy here. It's not the same. So that's for even. If it's odd, what I see in the first quadrant, I have to have a copy in the third. And what I see in the second, I have to have a copy in the fourth. But there is no copy here of anything. So the function is not symmetric at all. What was I doing, Heather?
Just because I hate word problems.
Which one?
20,
20.
just so I can check my phone.
Okay, so in 20, we're asked to find the average rate of change between ages of 50 and 60. So I copy 50, comma 35.8, and I copy 60, comma 27.6. So in order to determine the average rate of change, all I have to do is find the slope of this line passing through these points. So the average rate of change between the ages of 50 and 60 for the model we are looking at will be 27.6 minus 35.8 over 60 minus 50. Whatever the answer turns out to be, you must write the measurement unit. So what do we get? Do you think we get a positive number or a negative number? Look at the trend of the graph.
Negative.
Correct. So that's another checkpoint, right?
It's -0.2.
I got negative 0.82. Excellent. So now we have, say it again.
I said yay.
Good. So now we have, remember, the measurement unit for the top. What was the top? Life expectancy in years. So that's years per. And now the measurement unit for the bottom. What was this measured in? So this is per year also, because this is age, right? So it's per year. So what does this mean? Well, we hope that this is not the case. Hold your thought. Don't forget to. We hope that that's not the case. But it appears that every year, the life expectancy, we didn't read all the details, but the life expectancy drops every year by 0.8 over year. We hope that that's not the case. Yes, Talia, go ahead.
But you can't have negative years though.
I'm sorry? You cannot have a negative slope?
No, like I'm confused. Like you can't have a negative year. Like it's
The negative, it doesn't say it's year. This is a rate of change. This is not a year. it drops every year by 0.82.
Oh, okay.
The measurement unit for slope consists of
Oh, okay.
the measurement unit of the top and the measurement unit for the bottom. For example, if I drive and you call me and I answer and you ask me, look at your speed, what are you doing or whatever, and I say I'm slowing down. So my speed goes down by, I don't know, 10 miles per hour. I'm driving at 40 and I have to slow down, so the rate of change will be, okay, a negative rate of change. That's all it means. Good. Anything else?
Okay, so.
Anything else? 18. Number 18. Okay, we're asked to graph a linear equation using x and y intercepts. Between now and the test on Monday, please make sure you redo all problems we did in class and you finish your homework in my math lab. I will post your grades on Monday. Make sure that everything is posted for between the beginning of the semester, including 2.4.
And quizzes too, right?
And quizzes. I think it's just one quiz actually. Okay, so here we have 7x minus 6y plus 42 equals 0. In order to find the x and y intercepts, we replace x by 0 first. We move 42 to the other side. Negative 6y equals negative 42, which means y equals 7. This is our first ordered pair, 0, 7. Then we make y equals 0. And we get 7x equals negative 42, which means I'm sorry, I meant to write x. X equals negative 6. So we determine the second ordered pair, which is the x-intercept. So this is negative 6, 0. That's all we need to graph this equation. 0, positive 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and negative 6, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Connect the points and extend the line. Please write the equation somewhere so I know what you graphed and you know what you graphed. Next to the line, above the line, below the line, you choose. Good. Anything else? Is there anything else?
No, this is gonna sound.
Which one?
Can I get another picture?
Yes.
Thank you.
Which number? 3? Okay. Number 3. Very good. So we have a rectangular wall, and the area is 48 square feet. Its length is 8 feet longer than the width. So if I denote this by x, this must be x plus 8. The length is 8 feet longer than the width. Find the length and the width. So we know that the area is length times width. The area is given to us, 48. The length is x plus 8. The width is x. So x times x plus 8 is all we have to solve. How do we solve this? What type of equation is it?
Quadratic.
Awesome, thank you. It is quadratic. What can we do here? Awesome, great job. X squared plus 8x minus 48 equals 0. We have to set it equal to 0. And we have 4 different methods. Please review all 4 methods. Factoring, taking square roots, complete the square, and quadratic formula. Okay, which one would you apply here?
I think
Right,
that.
long.
Yes, absolutely, because it's the easiest.
X minus x plus 12 x minus.
Excellent. X plus 12, x minus 4. So we have two options. X equals negative 12 feet. Don't forget measurement units. And x equals 4 feet. However,
You can have negative.
absolutely. So this is the width. And can anyone give us the length? Very good. Anything else? Other questions for me?
We get like a, equation sheet or whatever.
No. Which equations will you write?
Oh no, I'd probably like write that down,
Like what?
quadratic formula, stuff like that.
We have to know it.
I mean, yeah, but like, what if I like miss an equal sign and then I'm like, completely blew my whole thought.
That's my math is
When
hard.
would you forget a negative sign?
I'm only, it's my luck I'll forget it on the test.
You just got a high five.
Oh,
Yeah, he speaks for all of us.
I just think there's no harm in having, like a little formula sheet, like, it doesn't need to be
If
big.
you forget the formula, I'll put it on the board.
All of them? Look how
The
excited you
quadratics
just made
were
him.
close.
I'm so scared. I just hope that he's gonna do well. That's all I can say. That's all I can say.
I probably write down like.
Say it again?
Why don't you help us do well?
Absolutely.
If you forget a formula, you ask, and I'll put it up on the board for everyone.
I probably write down like.
But if you don't remember any of this, then you're not gonna be able to finish the test.
I don't think it's memorization as far as it's like extra insurance.
But let me explain something. It's a very good question. Allow me to answer. Ladies, allow me to answer, please. If we start like this, when we get to the final exam, you're going to have 5 pages. And you're going to have to flip through 5 pages. You're not going to be able to finish. We have to use our brains a little bit, other than just texting and watching stream video.
Doesn't have anything to do with them.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying we have to remember something. Please, make the effort, please. Okay, next question. Yes?
For the last one, how did you get 7 x equals negative?
For this one?
Yeah.
This was given in the problem.
No, I'm asking like how did you get negative 14? Is it because you moved it to?
I have to. I'm solving for x.
Right, that's why.
Yeah. I'm solving for x. This is a linear equation, right? It's a linear equation. Yes, perfect. But if you have any doubts, just plug it back in, right? So when y is 0, plug it in, 7 times negative 6 is negative 42, plus 42 is 0. You don't need anyone to say whether it's correct or not, right? Just go back and plug it in, and you get 0. So when y is 0, 7 times negative 6 is negative 42, plus 42 is 0.
No, I wasn't asking.
No, I'm just saying if you have any doubts, you may have doubts during the test, and you're not going to be able to ask. I'm just saying that if you have any doubts, just go back and plug it in. And if the ordered pair works, then you're on the right track. During the test, if you have something, you can ask. And if I can help you, I will, obviously. But here you don't need anybody for this. You're just going back to check negative 6 comma 0. So when you replace y by 0, you will get 7 times negative 6 plus 42 equals 0. So that's the correct point, just in case. Is that okay? Same thing with this point.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, very good. Anything else? Can you please stop talking in the back?
She was asking you to.
Okay, no, let me explain something. No, I'm explaining something else. If I don't say something, some of your colleagues at the end of the semester will write in the evaluation forms, I couldn't hear you because the people in the back were talking. And I can't have that in class. So when you talk in class, you have to talk to me.
I just responded to your question.
That's fine. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what happened before your question. That's all I'm saying. Yes, I'm ready. Which problem?
Number 4.
Number? Number 4. Please do not talk in class. This is my last warning. This is my last warning.
Okay.
So the polynomial equation, which is x cubed plus 3x squared equals 49x plus 147.